guys, welcome back to my channel, and before this video starts I just want to say thank you guys so much for getting me up to 500 subscribers. Oh my god, this is crazy. Halfway to 1,000, so you know we just gotta keep on climbing, but we got this. But thank you guys so much, and I just want to say that before this video started. So yeah, so for today's video I'm going to be doing another story time. If you guys haven't seen my other story times, I will put a little pop-up or something so you guys can go check those out. But for today's story time, I'm going to be talking about my first ever concert experience. So let me just tell you, it was pretty lit. Like foreshadowing, it was pretty lit. But yeah, so just continue watching. So basically, let's get on to, let's see, a little bit before the concert. So the concert that I went to was the Future and Migos concert with some Tory Lanez in there, and it was you know, the Future Nobody Safe tour, and it was actually last Thursday, and you know, I got the ability to go. So I'm just going to be talking about before the concert actually happened. And yeah, so basically let's say this is like 2 months before the concert happened, and I found out that Future was going on tour, and I was like, Future, I love him, and Migos, I love them, so like I'm about to go and check out, you know, this concert. And I've never ever been to a concert before, so I was like, this one is about to be up there. So then what I did was I went on my Snapchat, and then I was like, who wants to come with me to this Migos and Future concert? And then 2 of my friends responded, because you know, my other friends, you know, they're not allowed to go, but 2 of my friends responded, and they were like, yeah, I want to go, blah blah blah. So we'll name my first friend Nikki and my other friend Susan. So these are not their real names, they're just, you know, some code names for, like, so you guys don't know who they are. So basically, I talk to Nikki every single day, like we are like kind of best friends, and Susan, we only talk to her like well, I talk to her a lot, but only in the mornings, because you know, I don't have any class with anybody up in here, so I only talk to her a little bit, but we're still friends. You know, I've known her for like a long time. So yeah, but I just talk to her less than Nikki, and we usually don't hang out unless Nikki is there. So yeah, so basically Susan was like, yeah, my mom said I can go, like, let's get these tickets. I was like, yes girl. So she was on board. But then Nikki, I was like, so Nikki, did you ask your parents? And she was like, no, I didn't ask yet. I was like, okay, so you have a bunch of time, because this was actually 2 months before the actual concert was actually happening. So I was like, okay, we have some time, like you can just, you know, take a little bit more, like maybe 2 weeks, you know, and make sure, you know, you can ask. At this time, the tickets on the website were like only $39.99, so this was like great seating, and this was actually for the seating. So I'll just like paint you a little bit of picture right now. The stage is in the front, and there's like an orchestra, and then there's section 105, 205, and 305. So the $40 tickets were in 205, which is basically in the front, so I could be like, Future, hey Molly Parks. So basically I was really excited, and I was like, oh my god, like we have to get these tickets, so ask your mom. So then a month goes by, and the tickets are still available, and I'm like, okay Nikki, did you ask your parents? Like, we have to get these tickets. And then Nikki was like, no, I didn't ask yet, blah blah blah, I didn't ask, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, gotta keep the ball rolling here, you gotta ask, because you know, these tickets are getting sold out. A week before the concert goes, and basically we still have no tickets at all. Like Susan's like, girl, when are we gonna get these tickets? And I'm like, I don't know. So I go back to Nikki, I'm like, okay, like really, this is like crunch time, our tickets are about to be sold. And there was like 5 more seats left in the row that we wanted to get, that was only for $40. So we were like, oh my god, like there's only 5 more left, like you need to ask your mom right now, like get this money, and like we have to go. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna ask her right now, And then a few hours passed that day, and then she was like, I said, so what did she say? And she's like, oh, I'm hanging out with family right now, I didn't really ask. I was like, what the heck? So then I was like freaking out, and then I gave her another day. So like this is like 5 days before the concert. And I was like, okay, we have to get these tickets. We gotta get these tickets. And then Susan was like, oh my God, when are we gonna get these tickets? I was like, girl, hold on. So then I was like, Nikki, did you get the money, or did you get like the okay that you can go? And she was like, oh, I actually don't have any money for it. I said, what the heck? So yeah, I was a little bit pissed off. So then I went back on the site to get me and Susan's tickets, but then they were all gone, and they tripled up the price. Like, it was $80 now, well, doubled up the price. And I was like, $80 for some crap? Because then the section 205 was completely sold out. So 305 was only left, and it was $81. Like, that was a ripoff. That was a ripoff. So I was like, heck no. So we had to settle for lawn tickets. And lawn tickets, like, in my mind, I felt like we were gonna be so far away from the stage, first of all. Second of all, muddy. We're gonna get all muddy. And third of all, I don't know, I just didn't want to be in the lawn. So I was like, oh my god. So I had to like contemplate in my mind. I was like, do I really want to spend $40 to be standing all the time in a lawn? Can't even see the screen because, you know, my eyes are jacked up, and like, should I really like spend my money? But then like a part of me was like, come on Taylor, you gotta do this. Like, there was like little people on my shoulder, and like, come on Taylor, you gotta do this. And then my other one's like, don't do it. But then I was listening to this one, so I was like so then I went ahead and I bought the lawn tickets with Susan. So Susan was like, okay, I'll go with the lawn. And the bad thing about that, I looked at the forecast and it was supposed to be raining that day, and I was like, heck no. But then I went through with the purchase, and I was like, okay. So we're gonna fast forward to the day of the concert. So basically, the day of the concert, I was like so pumped during school. I was like, yes. I was like, my phone needs to be charged the whole time, so then when I'm down there, I could be lit. Because the concert place was 52 minutes away from me, and this is like kind of the furthest I've drove the furthest I don't know how to say this. The furthest I've ever driven without my parents or my family with me. So this was like a big drive, so I needed my phone. And basically my car charger, my car does not work, so that's like a fail. But then like the morning of the concert, I had 100%, and then I went to school. But before I went to school, I had my charger in the car, and I was like, okay, I'm about to bring this charger because I have like computer class. I'm just gonna, you know, charge it. And basically I went to school, forgot the charger. So literally during school, my battery went down so hard to 70%, and 70% is not okay. Actually, I think it was at 60%, I don't know. So I texted Susan. I was like, I need to charge my phone a little bit because, you know, we're gonna be out. She was like, okay girl. So then basically like I charged my phone all the way up to 90, and then we left around 4 o'clock, and there was traffic. There was like so bad traffic, like I was like, oh my god, no. But then like we stopped and got some food, went to Chipotle, you know, it was lit. We headed down there. My phone battery was dropping like I was like, what is actually happening at this point? So by the time we got to the actual concert, like with the navigation running and stuff, I was at like 30%, and I was like, what the heck? I was just at 90 like an hour ago. Like, I don't know where this disconnect. I think my phone may have a virus on it, but it was at 30, and I was like, what the heck? How am I gonna be Snapchatting? How am I gonna tell my parents like where I am? Like, this is not okay. But 30 was good at the moment, but I was like nervous, like my phone was gonna die on me. So we got to the concert place, you know, parking was very easy. People were like, and I was like, okay. So I parked and we got out, you know, and we went into the venue. So the venue was nice, you know, it was, people were out there, and this is a future Migos, so their fans are kind of like lit. So they were out there like smoking, they were drinking, they were like pre-gaming in the parking lot. I was like, okay, you guys can do what you guys want to do. So me and my friend were just walking around, you know, talking, like getting to know each other. I mean, catching up with each other and stuff. And there was like I think an hour before the concert actually started, so we were just running around, you know, they sold merch and stuff, so we just walked around and stuff. It was like $50 worth of merch, $50 shirts, and I was like, I do not have any money on me. So yeah, we went to our seats. So the lawn tickets, it wasn't that bad. Like, I kind of liked it because like some of the people that were like around were like the boys that were there, like some of the guys and men and boys, like I was like, how are all these beautiful people here right now? Like, I was literally blown away by how many like beautiful, attractive people, men, boys were there. So I was like, what the heck? And so then while we were standing there, you know, we're just like listening, because there was a DJ playing. So he was all like, are y'all ready for Future and Migos? And we were like, yes, yes. We're all like cheering and stuff. So then there's a girl, a redhead girl, like near us, and she was literally gone. Like, when I say my hiccup was gone, my hiccup was gone. Like, she was literally all over the place. She was like falling all over the place like this, and basically she fell into me, and she was like, and then as she fell into me, she looked towards me, and she was like, hey. I was like, no. I said no. So she did that, and then there was like this huge group of beautiful boys coming over, and they're maybe like ranging from ages 17 to 23, and they were like looking for someone or something, and that girl like did a little like, you know, did a little drunk walk, backed up into them, and she turned around, she said, hey. I said no, and then she started dating, she said, and he was like, oh, and I was like, no. So yeah, that got me like, whoa. So then Tory Lanez came out, he did his little thing, he was like, you gonna have to do more than just, you gonna have to do less for you. Some mommy, you know how. So he did his little thing. He actually sings really, really good in like live, and I was like, wow. And then ASAP Ferg came out, and he was like,
Coochie down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa. Baby, keep your girl head in my Tommy boxes.
So he went and did his thing. Wait, ASAP Ferg went first, and then Tory Lanez came out, and then at the end of Tory Lanez set, he was like, are y'all ready for Migos? And by this time it was dark, so I was like, oh, and I was so excited, and everybody's like, wow. So we were actually in the front of the lawn, which was really, really good, because like there was only like maybe 2 rows of people in front of us, but it was really good because I could really see like the stage and stuff. And yeah, so at this point we are ready for Migos, and then the song Get Right With You comes on, and it's like,
hold up, get right with you.
And everybody's like, and everybody just starts jumping like a movie, like everybody just like, and I was like, I wasn't ready for that, and I was like, what? And then I just started jumping with everybody, and we're just all together like jumping, and there's this one girl in front of me, and she was like singing every single lyric. She was like,
get right with you, I'ma get right with you, then dismiss it, bad.
And I was not ready for that. I was like, yes, girl, yeah. And then basically Migos did their whole thing like mama told me not to sell word. You know, they did their whole set. They said, slippery, excuse me, please me. And literally, like, they sounded so amazing. Like, Offset is literally like such a talented performer. Like the whole Quavo, Takeoff, they are just so great performers, and like I literally loved it. I loved it. So at the end of their set, you know, they had like a little intermission, and then everybody was like, oh my gosh, that was so lit. Like, Migos just took the place down. Like, they were like,
it's bad and bullshit, bad, cooking up the oozing. My a savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too.
And I was literally dancing. Like, I surprised myself. Like, I was over there like, hey, like I was literally lit. So a thing that I liked during the concert was like when they were singing a song like we all knew, like Kelly Price or something like that, we would look at each other and we'd be like,
Billy truck, yeah, that's my choice to ride. Always keep some on the side, yeah.
We would literally be like a group, like we were like one, and I really loved that unity of the crowd. Like, we all had one thing that we shared, and that was like Migos and Future. Like, I love that. But anyway, during like the performance of Migos, there's people smoking some hardcore stuff. I was like, oh my god. Like, and then there's this one girl next to me, and she was getting super lit. Like, she was like, it didn't even matter what song, like she would do the same dance. She would be like,
looking at your she bust.
And I was like, are you okay? Like, I was about to go be like, are you okay? Because like it didn't, like during the intermission, like there was no music playing. She would just be like, I was like, okay, she can do what she's doing. But yeah, she was getting too lit on her own. So then the main event Future came out, and everybody was like, whoa, like, you know, Future is everything. So I forgot exactly what song he came out to, but he's probably like, was hitting the foes, I was whipping, I was dabbing, like I was rolling, like I was doing whatever this is. Like, I was so lit when Future came out. I just really love him. Like, oh my gosh, like he sung some of his lit songs. He sung Coming Out Strong featuring The Weeknd from his new album, like That's My Song. He sung like Commas, everything like that, and just it was just an amazing concert. In the middle of him performing, like he did like maybe 45 minutes straight, and then like they had a little middle section where like a DJ came out and started playing. I think A$AP Ferg came out. I don't remember, but somebody came out and started playing like, yeah, I'm both, yeah, I had a drink. Like they started playing other different kind of songs, and it was so cool. And A$AP Ferg came out and said, I'm on a new level. Like I was like, ooh. And then Future came back out. He did everything, you know, he did all his songs, and everybody was like,
I'm so groovy, I got power. I'm so groovy, I got power. That's so, I just bought it.
And yeah, so then Future ended up with the song Mask Off, Your Mask Off. So yeah, he was singing that song, and yeah, that was the end of the song. So as everybody was leaving and stuff, it was like so crowded, and there was like a big hill. Like there's a hill and some stairs that you have to go down to get out of the whole pavilion area, and people were sliding down the hill. And again, it was raining that day a little bit, and people were sliding down. I was like, what the heck? But me and my friend got to the car, thankfully, and we were okay, you know, we were lit, and we got in the car. But the parking, it took an hour and 30 minutes to get out. And at this time, guess what? My friend's battery died, my battery died. We had no way of contacting how to get home. We didn't know how to get home from our memory or anything like that, so we were literally screwed. So after we got out of the parking lot, oh yeah, also in the parking lot we saw like a car full of guys, and one of the guys were just staring at the car, like at my car, like I was like, what the heck is he doing? And then some music started playing, and he was like, I was like, what? And I looked at my friend, and we both just said, and he was like, oh. So yeah, once we finally got out of that parking space that we were in, like that took an hour and 30 minutes. We got all turned around. We tried to like think about where we were, like mentally we're like, what left did I take, what right did I take? Like we were trying to go, and then we started seeing like some signs that did not look like where we were supposed to go, like Knoxville and Gainesville, stuff like that. And I was like, what the heck is this, first of all? So then I kept on, like I turned around, did a big U-turn, and I just kept going that way. So maybe trying to get out of where we were took like an hour, I think. And then we ended up at a Wawa next to like where the concert was. And then we're like, can we like charge our phone because we can't get home? And then she's like, sure, yeah. So I just charged my phone for a little bit, and then a police officer came in. Now it was like 1:30 at night, in the morning, and like I have a curfew for driving, so I thought he was gonna be like, what you guys doing? But we had muddy shoes and muddy pants, like we were like mud from the jumping and the litness. And he came over to us and he was like, y'all went to the Future concert? I said, what? Because he had a very like casual tone with us, and I was like, yeah, we went to the Future concert. He said, was that joint lit? I said, was that joint what? Like he was a police officer. I was blown away from how he was talking. He was like, was that joint lit? I was like, yes. And then he was like, were they smoking out that joint? I said, what? Were they smoking out that joint? And I said a little bit, because he's like a police officer, so I was like, should I say like yes? Should I say no? Like I don't really know what to say. And I said a little bit, and he was like, yeah, they do that. So who's at that joint? And he was like, who's at that thing? I said, what the heck? So he was very casual. I really loved him. Like he was a very cool police officer, like the coolest one I've ever seen in my life. And like so we said goodbye to him and stuff. He was like, well, have a safe drive. And he was so cool. And then like my phone charged up when we got the directions to go home, and we were on the way. I walked into my house at like 2:45. No, I think it was like 2:30ish. and I went to school the next day, so I couldn't believe it. It was on a Thursday, the concert, and yeah. But yeah, that was my experience at the Future, Migos, and Tory Lanez ASAP Ferg concert, and I literally had the best time ever. Like, literally, there were so many beautiful people, guys, there, and I was just like blown away. Like, during some of the singing and dancing, like, I was just surrounded, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, where did they come from, you know? Migos, Future, Tory Lanez, ASAP Ferg are great performers, and I literally loved every single second that I was there. So that's basically it for the story time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you guys next time. Bye.